think he had a turnover in the second half. His impact is significant all over the place, as we all understand.
Right. You were aggressive with his minutes today while he was in foul trouble. He had 3, and you still brought him back in the first half. And you brought him back with 4 in the third quarter. So what went into that decision? Was that just we can't afford not to have him out there, or was it we need to get that chemistry built?
It was a little bit of all of that, but it was mostly the confidence that I'm more worried about him getting a charge than I am, fouling. And as he's gotten older and he and I have spent more time with each other, I trust him. I do trust him. At times it has backfired, but not many. And even his fourth foul, we have Amir waiting at the scorer's table, and Joe, I think, felt like somebody pushed him in and, got his fourth foul. He was going to end up with, not having 4 fouls had it not been for that situation. And so I think there's a level of trust. There certainly was, I want him in the game because, of what he can do. There's a little bit of a rhythm thing, but by and large, I think trust is probably the dummy, have him stay in there.
Did you sense that he kind of settled down? Because it seems like early on, it looked like how he was back in the day where he would get in and he would try to do too much.
Yeah.
And then it seems like in the second half, I believe he shot 7 for 11, but he just seemed like he was more fluid, more relaxed as the
I
game
think
went
so,
on.
Keith. You could tell sort of his base became more solid. I think at the start, as you say, he looked like a young Joel Embiid at times, just trying to find his base and his sort of, youthful, gangly side at times because he hasn't played. And I think in the second half, I don't know what his numbers ended up, but I do think as the game went on, he looked more comfortable from a core perspective, from a balance perspective as much as anything.
Defensively, 30 points you only gave up in the second half. What kind of flip the switch on the defensive end of that?
I think we chart deflections. How many times do you just get a finger on a ball? How many times you get a whole hand on a ball? How much you're able to disrupt stuff? We didn't change one thing schematically as far as the game plan went, but we just did what we tried to do better in the second half. That's the first thing. I feel like the effort that we made on some of the shooters getting out to three-point shooters, I think they had, 1-3 in the second half. And that is a lethal three-point shooting team if they get going, all of them. And I feel like the combination of some deflections, getting to three-point shooters, really helped us have, an 11-point third period and a, 19, 18 point, is that what ended up? 19-point fourth period. I mean, that's a great defensive effort against a really good team.
Fred, I know you said that you're not paying attention to the standings, but at the same
I pay attention more than I tell you.
Okay, well, all right. Well, today this was a huge win in regards to that. You have the tiebreaker over Indiana. You guys moved up to third place with 15 games left to play.
And so I am aware of it all. Obviously, I'm aware of it all. But I'll go back and repeat again. You're probably going to hear this a lot. It's all about landing the plane, healthy spirit, form, me figuring out the best way to substitute, the group playing for each other. It's still and always will be about a team. And that matters. And so I pay attention, but the other stuff, truly, I mean this sincerely, that rules my world more than reading a newspaper or ESPN. Like, I know what I know, and are we ready to go play in the playoffs? But I hear you. It was a big win.
We're getting the tiebreaker.
I get the whole thing. I got the whole thing. I get it. But I stand by.
Could you read the newspapers a little more too, please, just for a second?
That's how old I am. When I start mentioning I'm reading the newspapers.
With about 4 minutes to go, why did you choose to go with James Ennis rather than Jimmy?
Jimmy took his shoe off. There was something going on with his foot. I don't know what it was. I will learn more about that. It was just for that reason. We'll learn. And I don't have anything really more to say on what had happened. He was holding his foot. He had his shoe off, and I did it for that reason.
As far as what you saw from James tonight?
I thought he was good. I thought Mike Scott and James were good. I thought defensively they came in and held the fort. They maintained the intensity. There was a stretch, I think, at about the 3-minute mark of the third to maybe the 9-minute mark of I don't think they scored. And I felt like those two really came in and were solid defensively, made some tough plays, but I really liked their toughness.
How much does having Joe back defensively, how much does that kind of impact your team defensively and does it improve it?
I mean, where do I begin? You see what I see. You all see what I see. He is a difference maker in all ways, shapes, and forms. And the first thing you talk about is stuff at the rim. You know, that's what I felt the most pain when we didn't have him, was just the rim protection. I thought Amir did some good things tonight. You know, I thought he had 7 rebounds in however many minutes. I thought he was decent tonight. But Joel, all over the place. You know, generating. Look at how many free throws did he shoot? Yeah, you know, in 15 free throws in 28 minutes, I think. That's a number. That's a mentality. And he kept wearing out their interior players, Indiana's, to the point where he was obviously our bell ringer tonight.
When you see Thad Young shoot 3 for 10, Miles Turner 2 for 7, Sabonis 1 for 7, I mean, how much of that is having Joel back down there versus other stuff that you see?
I think a lot of it. You know, I'll go back and look at it, but my first reaction is it's a lot of it. And I think some of the rear view contests that we have as those guys were going up for interior shots, you know, some of the length we have behind that with Ben and Jimmy and Tobias, like you can swat shots with what we call rear view contests. But Joel, no doubt, had an impact on those numbers. We probably caught a break with the volume of free throws that they missed. But in general, I thought our interior defense was pretty good.
Going back to your holistic playing analogy, did this look closer? What you guys put on the court tonight look closer?
It did. It felt it. More than it looked it for me when I sit there with the team in a locker room and in a timeout and a halftime, I can feel that they sense that it's getting to be go time. You know, for the past, I don't know, 5 games, 4 games, every time we come in that locker room, I have a number on the board. And tonight, on the video screen, tonight they looked up and it said 16, and the next game is going to say 15, and it's going to walk down. And then we're on the clock. And I think that the sense of urgency and awareness of what we are getting close to having to perform at a level we have to perform at is real for these players. And I can feel that there is an excitement having Joel back, and Boban's not that far away, and it's getting close to April, whatever it's going to be. And I can feel it more than I can see it. And I thought our guys responded well tonight as a starting point.
Brett, Joel had that big one in the fourth quarter, gesture to the crowd. Do you find any value in that kind of showmanship that he brings to the team when he's back out there?
I mean, I've learned to leave Joe alone. You know, like Joe always walks that line of, what's the word, playful, you know, backs himself. There he is. Like I think he walks that line well, and I've learned, I don't think he crosses the line. And so he loves it. The crowd loves it. And we get a great home crowd. You know, the Philly home court, I think, is a true advantage. And good on him.
Thanks, Brett.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I was talking about being rusty. And as the game kept going, you know, I just kept getting better, getting to the line, helped a lot too. So, and the game started slowing down for me. But my focus was really defensively, just by the way we've been playing and the way we were playing. So I felt like I had to, you know, I don't think I had a block shot today, but just being all over the place, helping my teammates, and I'm glad we got the win.
Brett had said before the game that you played 5-on-5 yesterday for about 75 minutes. What did that tell you about where you were? You know, did it give you an indication that you could play as much as you did today and be as sharp as you were?
Yesterday, he basically told me that I wasn't ready, because yesterday after every game, I was on the floor crying for my life. So I didn't think I was going to come in and, you know, play. The goal of he thought I could only play 24 minutes, depending on my conditioning. And I told him, I was like, let's just go with the flow of the game, and I'm glad we got a chance to rest me at the end.
What have the past couple of weeks been like for you watching from the sidelines or from back home in NBA?
It's been hard because you want to be out there, and for the people that know me, I hate not playing. I always want to play, and I always push to play. But at the end of the day, got to trust all these guys, and we've all done a great job as far as getting me back on the court, taking the wider push, and I'm sure at some point make sure that I'm good to go for the playoffs. But they've been doing a great job, from the coaching staff to the medical staff to the front office, and it worked out pretty well, and I feel better.
One of the things that stands out from this win is in the fourth quarter when you got that and one, and you turn to the crowd and you say, "I'm back." So how does that knee feel, and how confident are you? You just mentioned that you may have to miss a game here or there, but how confident are you that your knee?
About, I guess, load management. I wouldn't say that is completely, 100%, because as an NBA player, you basically never 100%. Everything is basically so, and you just gotta push through it, depending on the pain. And I felt like at some point, after the All-Star game, I was fine, but at some point I just felt I was uncomfortable, and we did some tests, and I'm glad everything was good. But it's just about making sure that I'm pretty strong. And missing this past couple of games helped me a lot. Getting in the gym, getting stronger, and yeah.
In regards to missing games, is it going to be like a back-to-back type situation? Like, are you cleared to play in them yet?
We haven't talked about it. I'm sure at some point they're going to want me to miss another game just to make sure that delivered mid to the playoff in great shape and healthy, which I've been the whole season. And that was just unfortunate. But you just gotta go with the flow. And if I feel great and my body feels good, I'm not missing anything. So yeah.
Was it anything about seeing your team lose 3 out of 4 games, or was this always in your mind your targeted return date to come back?
No, he's a bunch of things. Seeing the Houston game or the past couple of games, we fighting for the third seed over here. We fighting for home court advantage, and I just felt like this game was also really important. And if it was just for me to come back, play this game, and miss a couple, I would have been fine with it. But I just felt like I had to play this game just to make sure that we were in good position.
I was going to ask you kind of the same thing, but like, if it wasn't such a big game today, do you think you might have sat out another game or two?
I have no idea. It depends on how my body feels. The past couple days, he's been, with every workout, he's been getting better. I've been feeling less pain. And we just go with the flow. And, before that, everything I was doing, it was kind of hurting me. So that's why there was really no reason. But the past couple of days have been great. We brought in a lot of people that have been helping me from all over the place. So it's been good.
You said multiple times last year that when it came to medical decisions, you wanted to make sure that they were hearing your voice and that you had a say in the process. Do you feel like this year the communication is good between both sides, that the medical staff is hearing you and that you're also listening to them at the same time?
Oh, yeah, it's way better. This year is all about working together. Last year, it kind of felt like I was kind of stuck where, I didn't want to be on minute restrictions, or I wanted to play games, and I was just forced not to play, I guess. This year is all about working together. The owners, the front office, they've been doing a great job of it, just communicating. Elton has been amazing. So it's all about communication, and they understand me. They understand that I got to play, that I want to play. And if I tell them that I'm good, I want to play, they're going to let me play. But then again, usually I don't go up to them, but I did go up to them and told them that, I might need a couple of games off, and we just got on it and worked together.
Joe, you're saying that the communication's been better since Elton?
Oh, yeah. Elton has been amazing. He's been doing a great job. That's I guess, fresh air.
When you say brought in people all over the place to help out, what did you mean by that, and who's?
Well, I got a physical therapist out in New York. She's been working with me for the past 2 or 3 years. Kim, and then 3 years ago I went to hospital where I found I was working with this guy named Einer, and we brought him over here, and he's been taking care of me every single day, just making sure everything is good. And Kim, she's been amazing, and guys from the team, they've been doing a great job, and I'm really thankful.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks.